Hey gang, we've got another how-to video for you today, and this is a good one because this is the Turny Evo. The Turny is actually part of the Turny family where there's different variations. However, we're going to be talking about the Evo, which is specifically the programmable base that will rotate out and lower down. Let's get into it. Now the Turny Evo, or the Turny system, right, comprises of a few different components. We have the swivel base, which is actually the Evo, and then we have a low profile seat where there is different variations. So cameraman's going to put some options right now. Bang. Now how this system works is quite amazing. Your original factory seat gets removed, an adaptation bracket gets made, fits to the factory floor points of the car, the Turny swivel base, and then the low profile seat. With the Hastrix, sometimes we can retain the factory seat. However, it does have to get chopped up a bit to work, and it doesn't work all the time, right? So it's a very case-by-case scenario. And again, when we're mounting to the floor height, some vehicles may have significantly raised floor anchorages, which they may be required to be removed if allowed, right? But that's when you contact us and we do our assessment. Now let's get to the fun stuff. To operate, the Turny Evo comes with a wide remote. For all those tech-savvy people out there, you can get the optional Bluetooth receiver app, where on your phone, you can operate that wirelessly as well. But as standard, you get the remote. Now, the remote, you can see all the lights there. Now, we have the ability to go forward. So if I press that button, it goes forward. If I press the back button, it goes back. But to help differentiate, how I explain it to people is you've got a screen here. Let's position the screen to the front of the car. That screen is now our windscreen. So we're going towards the windscreen. We're coming back away from the windscreen. Now if this system is mounted on the left-hand side, which it is in this vehicle, if I press the left, we're coming outside of the car. Press the right, we're going back into the car. So we press forward. You can see the base is moving forward, so that gives the person behind you additional leg clearance, or maybe you press the back to give yourself some leg clearance. Now if I want to rotate and come out, what did I say? We just press that left button. You simply press and hold that button and it will do the full operation. So what I'm going to do is now I'm going to get in the car and show you what that looks like with someone my size. So now I'm sat on the system and I'm sitting on the BEV seat, BEV BEV seat. This seat is our standard low profile seat. It's probably the widest as well, so decent comfort for those that don't need those specialist supports. Simply press and hold that out button as mentioned, and then the system will do the full operation. So what it's doing now is it's rotating back, then coming out to give me the leg space. Now, depending on my capacity, I either just with my legs, move my legs out, or with my hands, move my legs out of the way, or my support person is there to move my legs, right? And what the Turny is doing, the Turny is getting your mass, your body out of the car, but there are certain components of yourself that may need assistance, right? Which is the legs and then the head, right? So then we determine through our assessment what you need to do. So here as well, there's a little footrest where if you have that flexion in your hips and just lift your legs up like that for that short period of time, you then see that my knee goes from touching the dash to here, right? So that then makes it a little bit better for a rotation space. But then I just, as I said, need to have my legs up here for a short period of time. Just simply press and hold. Now the system is smart, right? So if I've, let's say, got my leg jammed in here, right? And I'm rotating. It's a bit discomfort, but then now it's stopped. And what it's telling me, it's saying, hey Omid, stop it. Stop it, right? And why? Because I don't realize that my leg is jammed and the system has done that for me. If I do have feeling though, it may be a little bit discomfort because what it is these micro switches underneath the base, they need to know that, okay, I'm not hitting that next switch. So there will be some slight discomfort, and depending on your sensitivity, maybe a little bit of pain, but for me, not so much, right? So what we do is we then just rotate back to give that leg space, that clearance again, and then just simply press. What the Turny Evo is good for is, one, vehicles where the seated height is quite high up for you to step up and in, right? And it can be suitable for a wide range of people. Someone that is maybe just difficulty with their hips to get up and into the car, someone that maybe just, limited balance and strength to step themselves up and in, someone that is maybe like a wheelchair user, but maybe like a semi-wheelchair user, which maybe can, again, stand and pivot, someone that maybe slides only. So what is the limitation? Getting into the car, bringing the seat out and down. Does that help? Potentially. Well then, this could be an option for you. Now the Turny Evo has that lowering function, which is approximately about 390 millimeters of vertical travel. So depending on where it's mounted inside the car, it can then lower down quite low. Now this vehicle here behind me is a Kia Carnival, the current model. And you can see when it's mounted in the front passenger position, how much of a height I can get down to the ground if needed, all right? But for me, I don't need it to be that low. So I can make it stop a bit higher to suit my body size, right? Now there are additional features that can be fitted on the seats. So as I mentioned, this is the BEV seat. So it's not standard, but you can have optional armrests. You know, the cushions can be retrimmed for pressure relieving bases. And then as I said, the seats can change, so you have the additional supports that you may require. The Turny Evo, what makes it unique is that programmable swivel base feature. And it's quite compact for swivel systems on the market where there's only one Turny, the Brawnability Turny. The rest are just turning swivel seats, right? So just remember that. This is the Turny. Now the Turny is not a magic carpet. And what I mean by that is every car is going to be different in terms of the door opening size. So the Turny may fit in multiple cars, but then there may be slight variations in terms of the space available, right? So let's say this car was slightly smaller, right? I may have difficulty with my right knee or my head for getting clearance. So some tricks and tips to help get us to maximize that space, I'm going to show you now. So by simply, if you can, sit at a bit of an angle. Right? So let's say we're on the passenger side. If I sit slightly to the left of my seat, you can see how my legs are positioned. My knee is not, my right knee is not where it should be. It's at a bit of an angle towards the left. And if I needed to, because I don't really have that upper torso control, well, that's where then maybe the armrest can come in, that you can use that for support. Or maybe a hip belt, or again, if you're supported with a care person or your friend or family, that's where they can assist too. So I just simply press and hold that up button, and then you'll see when I'm rotating in, the difference I have in terms of this space. Much more space, and then adjust your body if you can in that position, all right? Now, another thing is, when we're coming out, maybe the head's an issue, right? And I don't have the ability to lean forward, or I don't have the ability to lean to the side. So potentially what you can do is when you're in that position where I'm going to try and make myself tall, if I then just recline my seat slightly back, that will then give me the clearance I need to come out of the door. Just a little tip and trick like that, right? So these slight adjustments to how you use the system may make all the difference. And as I said in the beginning as well, that little footrest here, if you can use that too, that's going to be great. But again, it's if you can use it. So let's think of ways where we can manipulate our body in the right ways to get better access into the car, right? Because the alternative may not be what you want. By the way, it's not just for the front passenger position. The Turny Evo can also be fit into the second row. However, it's more common in the second row with a sliding door because you need a flat floor for the positioning and also a straight edge on that back pillar there, which most second row most standard, opening door second row cars do not have that feature. However, again, I'm saying however, there are a slight select number of vehicles, not that many, that can have it in the second row with those doors, but the majority is a sliding door position. And who's in that position? Typically children, right? So with the children, You can have this particular seat here, which is the, Coroni seat, Caro Seat Flex, which we have spec'd up with the kids pack that has these supports that is more suitable for a smaller frame person, right? You can also have ISOFIX and a rear tether point fitted to the system as well. Let's not forget about the driver. The driver is also responsible for driving the vehicle, and we can have a turny fit into the driver's position as well. Again, limitations with some number of vehicles that can have it in the driver's position. Reason being is we have that steering wheel we're also dealing with. So yes, maybe it works in the front passenger position of this vehicle, but then the driver is different because you've got that additional variable of that steering wheel. So again, reach out, Mobility Engineering. We can help you find the right car that can meet your needs. Catch you on the next one.